Charmaine, and my guest today is a radio host, comedian, and businessman. He is a 25-year veteran in the game of entertainment, and he is back today to talk about the brand new docuseries, Rickey, Smiley for Real. Airing on TV One, I want you to help me welcome none other than Mr. Rickey Smiley. Welcome, Rickey.
Hey, how you doing? Thank you for having me.
Oh, you know what? You are always a good person to talk to. You know, God has just blessed you in just so many ways, and so it's always good to have you back on this show. So again, thank you for coming back.
Yeah, I am actually blessed, more than blessed. God is good all the time. So excited about being on your show, and I'm just excited about the opportunities that God has provided.
Thank you, Rickey. Now, I must say, you must got Jamaican blood because you're a one man. You got 15 jobs. You're a comedian, stand-up comedian, radio host, Dish Nation. You got TV shows going. My question, how do you manage it all and make it all successful?
Naps. It's really that simple. You just have to spread everything out and just take a lot of naps and get a lot of rest, and just know that you can't be everywhere. You can't go to every wedding, every funeral, every thing that you're invited to or whatever. You just have to just manage and pick and choose what you're going to do and get some rest and sit down and watch television.
I know that's right.
Sit down and watch TV. Doing some laundry, doing stuff like that. Break everything a little bit so you're not, give you a sense of normalcy,
Okay. Now, you went from having a scripted television show to now having a docuseries. Why did you switch formats?
It's not as expensive. You're not memorizing lines every day. And the docuseries is in the world that we live in now, we live in a more of a reality world where people look like reality show better, because with everything that we have going on, that works better for me. Not really real, and it's not, it's not staged, and we just really just sit and and do what we have to do, because the docuseries pick up morning show meetings, it picks up the morning show, it picks up activities, it picks up things that go on at home with the kids. So, it's absolutely easier, and it just makes more sense to do it that way.
So what do you want the audience to learn about you and your family watching your docuseries?
Yeah, for real, I'm just real. What you see is what you get. It's more than life than stand-up comedy and being funny and all that kind of stuff. I'm just a great parent, single dad, trying to raise teenagers. And we have a lot of fun, but there's a lot of discipline involved. And people just don't get to see the other side because, people hear you on the radio and you do stand-up comedy or whatever in a movie here and there, but they don't really get to see the real you. So you get to see a lot of a real me. You see us go to church. You see us actually going to a funeral service, when a friend of the family passed away, and the conversation that goes on in the car. It's interesting.
Now, Rickey, speaking of single father, I want to talk to you about that. You are a single man, and I was watching this show, and I know that, you kind of picky. You like your women a certain way and stuff, but why do you think you haven't found Mrs. Right now? Now, is it because you're picky, or is it just there's not a good selection of females out there? Why is it so difficult for you?
I'm sure somebody's out there. It's just the matter of being in the right place at the right time, because you work so much you can't meet anybody. And you can't meet anybody at work. You can't talk to anybody at the radio station, because you don't want to say the wrong thing to the wrong person. And then you can't, I perform or whatever, but the ladies are in the audience. I'm on stage. Just say, hey, lady on the third row, let me get your number.
Okay.
You can't say nothing to anybody. You can't say nothing to anybody at church, but that's not the time or the place. So, it's just really just about where you are and, the right time and the right place. So, it's pretty difficult to find somebody. It is.
Now, Rickey, when I was watching your show, your son Brandon had a conversation with your son and nephew. I wanted to know, what was your reaction when he talked about the female body parts? On how to please a young lady. What was your reaction as a dad watching that on television?
I didn't. That's the only part I probably didn't care about. Because that I don't think that was a good advice. I think that conversation should have left for me to be had, because mine would have been more about being a gentleman, how to treat a lady like a lady, supposed to be treated, as opposed to that.
Right.
So, sometimes, the older siblings get involved and try to do my job, and that's the result. But I wasn't there that day, and if I was there that day, it would have been a different conversation.
Okay, I see. And I found out watching your show that you commute from Alabama all the way to Atlanta. Now, how long is your commute, and how often do you do that commute?
Probably once or twice a week.
Really?
I think, for example, this week I came to Atlanta today, and I'll go back to Birmingham probably tomorrow or Thursday, and then I'll go to Hammond, Indiana Friday, and back to Birmingham Saturday because I'm off Saturday. So yeah, that'll be cool, because I'll be Saturday I'll be watching the SEC championship, because as you can see on the show, we huge Alabama fans.
And I'm a GSU girl, Grambling State University, so I feel you. So I totally understand. And
I would.
Go ahead.
No. It's two different schools.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know.
I'm a football fan of the University of Alabama, but I went to Alabama State, HBCU. But when it comes to when it comes to football, I follow the Crimson Tide. It's two totally different universities, two totally different teams.
Got you. Okay. But how do you, Rickey, with all that traveling and your work schedule, how do you stay healthy? Do you take any extra vitamins? Do you work out? Because you have to stay healthy. Your voice got to stay right, because you're working radio. You use your voice. That's your money maker. What do you do?
Well, I mean, all of the stuff that I do here is working out.
Okay.
Everything that I'm doing right. As a matter of fact, it's funny. I'm sitting on the back of a bus right now, headed to Macon, Georgia, for an event that I'm doing with the morning show in Macon. So sometimes we do affiliate visits.
Okay.
And so yeah, I'm headed down to Macon, Georgia right now. Doing this event, and then we go back to Atlanta. I go back to my apartment and do radio in the morning and keep it moving.
All right. Now, I know you love to cook. Thanksgiving was last week. Now, did you throw down in the kitchen?
You would have thought you was at Golden Corral. Oh, yeah, I throw down. I do the same basic menu for Thanksgiving. I keep my Thanksgiving menu simple. I try not to do too much. But Thanksgiving was great. Had a really good menu, just the basic stuff, I don't get the grilling and trying to cook pork and all that kind of stuff. I just do a simple, basic Thanksgiving menu, and I do some wonderful desserts. But I think what makes my experience good on Thanksgiving is, the Christmas decorations and the tea candles on the table, and and the music. So I just make it an experience and have a wonderful presentation. But I did fry 2 turkeys. And I'm famous for my ham. Everybody loves my ham glaze, which is my grandmother's recipe. And, so everybody had a good time. So it's always great on Thanksgiving.
When I was watching your show, Rickey, I thought it was so interesting that when I believe it was your son that snuck out of the house. I don't know why when kids, even families, when you're on TV, now you're going to get caught doing something, especially you got a lady staying at your house too. I think you call her your teammate. I think that's what you call her. And she was able to catch your son sneaking out the house, but you took the hinges off the door. How long did you keep the doors off of their bedrooms?
They still off as we speak. Yeah, I decided I wasn't going to put the doors back on until we go into the second season. So if I'm going to put the doors back on, we might as well make an episode about putting the doors back on.
I know that.
So everybody's talking about me. Say that again?
I said, I know they can't wait for that second season to get those doors put back on.
Yeah, but I bet you it'll be a lifelong lesson. He'll never sneak out again. And then, if you want to drive and go anywhere, start driving, you're going to have to do a lot better because you can't sneak out of the house. Like, I really meant what I said.
Mm-hmm.
And so they cool. So I just turned their bedrooms into like a den because that's what it is. When you don't have doors, it's a den. So, but yeah, they can literally see each other from across the hall and watch each other watch TV.
That was so funny. I said that was a good one. I need to do that to one of my daughters. So you gave me a bright idea. So thank you for that. And I also found out that you're very active in your church.
Yeah, you don't have to do sneak out. If you slam the door, you get that door taken off.
I know that's right. And Rickey, I found out that you are very active in your church. You are an usher. Well, you are usher in church. How long you been an usher?
My whole life.
Really?
Well, this particular church, I've been there about 2 years now. And it's a new upstart ministry. Wonderful pastor Kevin Bryant in Birmingham, Alabama. I work wherever I'm asked. I don't care if it's parking lot ministry, if it's seating people. I'm just a humble servant. I don't sit on the front row or in a blocked off section or whatever. I just go to church and I work and do what I'm supposed to do and just make it happen.
See, that's
I
wonderful.
go to church every Sunday, and I love it, and I love to worship and praise, and I go home.
And my question for you, because you have a morning show, and then of course you have Dish Nation as well, and it was brought up on the show because Lisa Ray even brought it up, how you've gone through a couple of different females on your show. What do you look for when you have a female sidekick on your show? What are you looking for in them? It's not about what I'm looking for. It's about what the listeners want. Mm.
And different people have left for different reasons on the show. But as far as Brett is concerned, I think Brett is a great fit, on the show. And Brett is a star, and she works really, really hard, and she's a team player. She's gonna, as a matter of fact, Brett is gonna be appearing on Empire on tomorrow on Fox, and sometimes she does Dish Nation, and she's a lot of fun and a pleasure to work with. So I hope that answers your question.
Yeah,
we just looking for somebody that's funny, a lot of fun, but contract. We had a co-host whose contract was up, and once the contract is up, then I don't own the radio station. I have to meet with the people that I'm in business with, and they make a decision. To either, after we do research to see what's the next move. But Brad is really, really popular with the listeners, and they absolutely love her.
That is really good. So no, that's good to know that, that she sounds like she's going to be there for a little while. So I'm glad you found a good fit, and everybody else, that's involved in that found a good fit. Well, Rickey, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show. And I want to remind the audience to make sure that you tune in on Tuesday nights to watch Rickey Smiley for Real, 8/7 Central on TV1. Thank you so much, Rickey. I always enjoy you coming on the show.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Lady Charmaine.